Navigation bars are the backbone of a good website. Let's build a stylish and functional nav bar together in just few steps. Step 1, build a basic nav bar structure. And how do you go about that? You go to your VS Code editor. First of all, create a basic HTML template by making use of exclamation mark enter. Right? Let's change this to something else. Let's change our title to become say navbar. Navbar. Alright. Then come into your body tag, that's this one here, and make use of the nav tag, which is NAV, the nav tag. The nav tag is a tag used as well as the UL tag to create a nav bar. So you create a nav bar first of all, then inside of your nav bar, you then create your a UL tag, right? Which now contains all the things you want in your nav bar. That's your different list. So we have LI list 1, we have list 2, and you can have list 3 at the same time. So we have 3 lists. So first of all, create your nav tag. Then inside of your nav tag, you create the UL as unordered list tag, and then you now have the LI tag, which is the last one. So let's say this first list will be showing the home, right? Then the next one will be showing the about, and then the last one will be showing the contact, right? Good. To showing the contact. Now, mind you, for this whole thing to be okay, let's just view this out on our browser first of all. Let's see how this is displaying. Do you see, guys? It's displaying correctly on our browser. And the reason why it is showing this bullet point is because it is an unordered list. And an unordered list actually comes with a bullet point. All right. So now let's say, for example, we want this home page to take us to this our same page. How do we go about that? To make use of the A tag inside of our LI tag. That means come here and say A, then put in this your home inside of the A tag. To copy and place it here. Control paste. Do you see, guys? So now it is now a link. It is no more a write-up. It is now a link because we place this home inside of an A tag, which is a link tag. So let's do same for the rest. So let's just copy this and come here and place this. Same thing here. Come here and place it. Then let's change this from home to about. And then let's change this from home to contact. Okay, guys. Now this href is the link to the page you want this. If your users points the if your users click on the home, it should take them to a particular page. So this is where you put in the link to the page you want it to take them to. So now I already have some pages already created. I have an about page and I have a contact page, and this tips is our home page. So now let's say they click on home, it will take them back to this same our home page, which is /tips. You see, guys. Then for the about, same thing, /about, and for the last one, /contact. So basically, if I'm to view all these pages, now look, this is our about page. This is an about page. You see, guys, here. And then for the contact, same thing. It has contact us today. So if my users are to click on home now to carry them to the home page, which is the same page, then if I have to click on the about page to take them to this is the about page. Now let's go back, and if they click on the contact page, take them to the what? Contact us today. Do you understand, guys? That is basically what it means, right? To actually put them inside of a link tag. Now, step 2, style the nav bar. Let us style it because it is looking very ugly and bland. Now, how do we go about that? We can do what we call the inline or internal styling by coming to our head tag here, and after our title tag, we make use of the style tag. And then so let's start with styling the nav and the UL. So let's start with list. Let's remove this bullet point away from it. Let's remove that. So let's say list style list style tab should be none. By default it is this, that is that bullet point, but let's change it to none, so it is off, right? Then let's say the display should be flex, so we can actually display it to be very beautiful. So let's call it flex. Then let's give it justify content to be center, right? Do you see, guys? It's now coming to our center page. Before it was at the edge of the page, left hand side of the page, but now it's at the center. But it is conjoined together. So let's give it a padding of say 0, right? And then let's give it a background color of say hash 333. Good. You see, guys, now it has a background color. All right. So let's just make this a little bit. Let's change it to something like this. I think that's a little bit better. Okay. All right. Now going forward, let's style the nav as well. The nav, the UL, and the LI together at the same time. Let's give them a margin of say 0 and 15 pixels. Good. Now they are all separated. It's no more conjoined together. Then going forward, let's also style the nav as the UL, the LI, and the link. Okay. Let's give it a color of say white. Let's give it a color of white, for example. Then a text decoration, in the sense that that underline, this line you are seeing under the home, let's take it away. So let's decoration none. Now it's off. This guys, now it is off. It's no more showing there. All right. Then let's make it bolder. Let's say font weight. Font weight should be bold. You see, guys, now it's looking bolder. All right. That's cool. And then let's say that when our is that's over around this, it should have. Okay. Let's come here and say nav UL, right? Now remind you, the reason why we're having all this nav ULLI is because we're trying to access this element, right? Once access the element, the first element is still the nav tag that encompasses the UL tag. That's why we say UL. Then the LI, then the A. We're trying to access this A tag. So for us to get to the A tag, we need to go through the nav, which is the first tag, then the UL tag, then the LI, then the A tag. You get that's why we're actually making use of the nav, UL, LI, then the A, and then let's do hover. Alright. So we say that when our user hovers around it, it should change color to red. Okay. So see guys, when you hover around this, it changes color to red. Now that is how to create a centered, clean, and modest navbar. Now, going forward, step 3, add a drop-down menu. Now, if you want to include subcategories, you do that by adding a drop-down menu. And how do you go about that? All you have to do is come back to your nav tag, right? Come back to this LI place here. So you do what we call the class, right? And call it drop-down. Drop-down, right? of which under this drop down we can have different things under it, right? We can have different things under it. Already we have this a tag, which is a link. Then we can have another thing, which is a UL, another unordered list, right? That has different things like design or development or something. Okay. Okay, now let's just come, let's create another link. Let's just take this off first of all. Let's say we want to create something that's called services. All right. Let's just take this off. So let's just create another one here. Let's just come here and just copy this code here and paste. Now let's call these services instead. Services. So this one, let's create a page. A page that has services. Let's create a page. So come here, a new file. We call it services dot HTML. Press enter. And then let's create a basic page. I'll call this, give a p tag. Welcome to our services. Okay. All right. So now we have a fourth page. Okay. Now going back. Now let's change this link to services page. So /services. Hope you are following, guys. Now let's create the drop down menu under the services that will now include services like probably design and development. So how do we go about that? The first thing is that what we have to do is to put here under our li tag, we come here, put a class and call it what? Drop down. Right? Then after the a tag, we'll now create a ul tag. Ul, which will encompass our different list of services. So same thing, this ul tag would also have a class of drop down as well. A class of drop down. Right? And then drop down. And then it now have different list of our different services. So we have li of say design, a list of design. Then same thing, we have a list of say development. All right. Now we have two lists now of this, guys, design and development there. All right. Now mind you, we'll come here to our ul, and then this is not supposed to be a job, it's supposed to be a drop down menu. Right? A drop down menu. You see, guys. So this can have a drop down menu of design and development, of which you can also make sure that this drop down menu, this design and development, has a link that it links to another page, which you can also create. But for the sake of this video, because it's becoming too long, I'm not going to do that. But this is basically how to create a drop down menu, guys. So guys, this is your navigation bar, which is now functional and looking quite amazing. Try it out and let me know how it works for your site.